Oh, we in here? We in here. Okay. See how my volumes is working. I'm looking a little low on the scale, but that's all right. Well, we got quite some things to talk about today. It's not gonna be too long of a show, but we got some things we need to discuss. No show happened last week due to the holidays, things of that nature, but we got a show today. And some things we got to talk about. So let's just get straight to it. We're going to start with the light stuff and then we're going to get into the heavy. Because the heavy is real heavy. So let's start with this right here. All right, you saw that? All right, you saw that, right? Then we get this right after that. Well played, Offset. Well played. This man got caught slipping, said, fuck it. I'm about to act like I was hacked around here. And he decided to go ahead and, get hacked. What is this? Oh, okay. So now, that was just some light stuff. Real light. Told y'all. We're going to be too crazy. It's a few things that I want to break down. And they're dealing with parenthood and relationships. It's a few things that I want to truly break down with y'all. First and foremost, we need to thank GOON. Sometimes GOON works in mysterious ways, but he's been vicious in 2019. I love it. No, I don't want to say vicious. He's been glorious in 2019. He's been glorious. GOON has been protecting us like no other, and we need to make sure we are appreciative of his protection. As you can see on my screen here, I told y'all about this story months ago. I said I want to know what the sentencing will be. I told y'all I don't do that charges. I don't do the accusations. I don't do none of that. What is the sentencing? And here we are. 25 years for the death of a 3-month-old girl. Irresponsible. They say she tried to hit up Google rather than call 911. I mean, just a complete mess. Tragic situation. Justice has been served. Unfortunately, the family will never get that little baby back. And it's tragic from the moment I heard about it. I was so surprised that when it initially happened, it wasn't a bigger story in my city. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck? How did this slip through the cracks? And then somebody broke it down to me privately, and I talked to a couple people in regards to it. And I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and call up to the police department and see what's going on. And I made a few calls, and they told me due to the nature of it, they actually investigating both sides, and it turns out after the investigation was thorough, the babysitter was at fault, and now she's going to jail for 25 to life. So, come through, GOON! All right. Going through these kind of quick. Maybe we're not going to be as long as I think. Let's go ahead and start at this fuck shit. I want to get to some more. Let's get rid of the fuck shit first. Look at this shit. And this man has been spitting in our faces. George Zimmerman has been spitting in the face of the black community since he murdered Trayvon Martin back in 2014. Since he murdered Trayvon Martin, he has been spitting in the face of the black community. Since when have we let people spit in our face? If I spit in somebody's face, if I'm at the corner store and I spit in somebody's face on site, they ready to fight on site unless they bitch me or they gonna shoot me or whatever. They not let me slide. What's going on down there in Florida, man? What's going on in the community where we letting George Zimmerman spit in our face like this? He has yet to be touched. Trayvon Martin was the last ass whooping he had. The last time he got his ass whooped was from Trayvon Martin. Then he pulled out a gun and killed him. Why is that, Florida? What's going on? I know y'all crazy down there. Nobody touched them yet? What's going on? So you telling me that black folks can get killed with impunity in Florida and not get touched. The perpetrators don't get touched. We have to get to that mentality. It has to be a mentality where we stick up for our community, and there should be no one who's allowed to touch our children. Our children, our women, and our elderly should be untouchable in the black community. Untouchable. Especially our children and elderly. Some of them hood rats, bed wenches, we can't protect them. Let them go. But hood rats and bad wenches, gotta go. But our thorough women, foundational black Americans, they should be untouchable. I'm sorry, I had a little cold. Try not to make none of that noise because that's kind of nasty. But we have to become a community of zero tolerance. We have to become a community of this shit will not be tolerated in any way, shape, form, or fact. We have to become that kind of community, because if we don't, we're going to continue to get George Zimmerman situations where he go and murder our innocent child, then wants to sue the family for $100 million. Then he got $250,000 for the he auctioned off the gun he used to kill Trayvon and got $250,000. Who bought the gun? That's the question. Who bought that? Who bought that gun? The murder weapon still floating around? Is that what we doing? So, I mean, we just gotta look at it like that. People like him have to be dealt with. So I don't want to harp on that too much because I got some other things I want to talk about. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna start with these light. These two stories is much lighter than the one story. So we're gonna go with that one first. That one. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with this one. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Marv Crittenden, MarvCrittenden. And also make sure you're following me on all social media platforms. I'm Orthodox Logic with Marv, Marv's World Radio, Marv Media Network. I'm everywhere. Start here. Young lady said, I was for real out here making babies with a nigga who feet always stank and couldn't even put up blinds. My bad, I was in love. I want y'all to just look at that for a second. I want y'all to look at that real quick. Listen to this. Ladies, you have to learn to do better. Y'all sit here. Look, this is a older problem. So you fucking this nigga. You Tashia Jackson, you fucking him. It's about his feet stank. Couldn't put up blinds. That bar is low. That's a low bar. That's an extremely low bar. Yeah, and then y'all get on this men ain't shit mentality, but this is the type of shit that y'all allow. Understand, men are going to do just enough to get some ass, and nothing more than that. Men are going to do just enough to get some ass, and nothing more than that. So if you think that somehow a man is going to do better once you give him ass after he had to do jack shit, then you're wrong. You're thinking wrong. You're in the wrong dating pool. You shouldn't even want to date motherfuckers who don't want to wash their feet. What the fuck are you doing that you can't wash your feet? What job are you working that you can't wash your feet? Why haven't you soaked them feet in vinegar and got that odor up off you? Why don't you get your ass in the shower and wash your fucking feet? Scrub the motherfuckers. Probably some dead skin. For some strange reason, some men thinking taking care of yourself is gay. You motherfuckers have some serious, serious issues when it comes to your sexuality. Because y'all start saying all types of shit is gay. Taking care of yourself is gay. Grooming yourself is gay. Shaving your own fucking face is gay. Manicuring your nails is gay. Pedicuring your feet is gay. Like, y'all find every reason to not do what you're supposed to do as a human, basic human, and pin that shit on being gay. Look, being gay ain't the worst shit in the world. Being a pedophile is fucking worse. Y'all, like, this insecurity with your sexuality has to stop because it's obviously an internal thing. Take a fucking shower, wash your ass. Women, stop giving men like this pussy. This is crazy to me. My son about to start crying. Let me get him real quick. And I'm not cutting this out. Give me 2 seconds. You want me to hold you, or you want to get your pacifier back? What you want to do? I started early. I wasn't supposed to start this early because I was supposed to feed him before I started, but I wanted to get done sooner, so we here. You know what I mean? If I have to grab him, I gotta grab him. But we'll see. Let him live. But women, like, you can't keep giving these kind of dudes pussy and then be like, oh, I can't believe I was making baby with people like this that feet stink and all that. If his feet stink, something else was stinking. And there was other issues there. And now that you fell out of love, you start to see things for what they really were. Why didn't you tell him his feet stink in a serious manner? Tell him to get that shit together. So it's just like, that's inexcusable. That's improper pussy management. Do better with your next nigga. All right, because on to the next shit. I'm not going to harp on nothing too crazy. Here go another one. This is what you do when your child refuses to give you her password. Now, this is to the kids now. When it's time for the phone check, then pretend like you don't know the password. Well, you won't need the password anymore, Jada, because you can't use it now. I don't play with my children. I'm not your friend. I'm your mama. If anybody get her another phone, I'm going to do the same thing to that one. So essentially what happened was, she didn't let her daughter get on the internet, and she wants to invade her daughter's privacy while on the internet. And because her daughter refused to let her, this is what she does. Now, first and foremost, I want to know the age of the daughter. Because as parents, what we need to do is we need to do proactive measures. We need to do preventative maintenance. Here's what I mean by that. Before your children even get on the internet, they need to be well-versed in understanding how the internet works. Don't act like you don't know how the internet works for the most part. You need to tell your kids straight up, stop this trying to sugarcoat, trying to protect them, that whole thing. Stop that shit. Before they get on the internet, they need to know there are people out there that are going to try you. There are people out there that are going to try and get some things from you. There are people out there get sexual things from you, inappropriate things from you, whatever words you want to use. There are people on there that are creeps. They're going to do creepy shit. Your kids need to understand there are creepy people on there. They need to understand the reason why you need to monitor their inbox is for the creepy shit. Their private conversations between them and their friends should be safe. They shouldn't have to be able to hide their conversations between them and their friends. That should be a safe space. And it also, on top of that, they shouldn't be going to their friends talking about shit because their friends is the same age as them, which means they don't know shit. They should be able to come to you. So if it's a situation where your daughter is having an inappropriate conversation with her female friend, so it's a girl-on-girl conversation, it's an inappropriate conversation, maybe about boys, whatever the case may be. If your daughter is having that kind of conversation, that means she's not comfortable enough to come to you. Now, I do understand that a lot of kids aren't comfortable coming to their parents, but the reason why they're not comfortable with coming to their parents is because their parents made it uncomfortable for them to come to them. The reason why they're not comfortable coming to their parents is because their parents made it uncomfortable to come to them. You broke her phone. You just proved my point. Whatever she got in that phone or in that social media, clearly it was an uncomfortable situation for her to come to you about it. So she opted to act like she's not going to give it to you and went to the whole drastic measure of watching her phone get broken just so you don't have her password. So that means there's a lapse in that conversation. Kids are sneaky. I was a sneaky motherfucker. I was doing what I was supposed to do all the time. That's why you need to be proactive with your parenting. Proactive maintenance is so vital. It's vital. It's life-saving. Because if you're not proactive like you're supposed to be, then you can end up in a situation where your child is doing some things they're not supposed to be doing. It can be dangerous. They sneaking off doing dangerous shit trying to hide from you rather than just telling you the truth. What it is y'all be beating the hell out of y'all kids, and them kids don't want to get beat like that. Y'all know how to have productive conversations with your kids. Y'all know how to have proactive conversations with your kids, so you start beating the hell out of them because that's what's happened to you. But then you don't remember, even though you got beat, you still never changed your ways. Even though I got whoopings, I still was cutting open windows and hopping in people's windows and stealing people's shit. I still did it. With getting whoopings. I remember the first time I got a whooping, I was like fucking 6 years old. Last time I got a whooping, it was like 13. Or whatever. It wasn't really a whooping, it was more of a fight. My dad whooped my ass. Punched me and all types of shit. So obviously I never learned my lesson through those whoopings. So that was an ineffective form of punishment. We need to have more effective forms of punishment. Beating your child is an effective form of punishment in most cases because you're not. Because a lot of times y'all just beat your kids out of anger. You're not even beating them to teach them a lesson. You're beating them out of anger. Then you're beating them and telling them you love them. Telling them that somebody that loves them is supposed to abuse them. I'm going to marinate on that. Y'all teaching your kids somebody that loves them is supposed to abuse them when you beat your kids like that. A lot of times y'all be posting that shit on the internet. Disgusting. So this is not the answer. Breaking your daughter's phone is not the answer. What you should have been doing is probing and figuring out what is it that she's talking about that she feels like she's not comfortable enough to. Because a lot of times y'all parents are not realistic. You look at it like, you think you was fucking at 13 and you think your kid not supposed to fuck to 30. Instead of thinking realistically like, yo, I really was starting to feel that kind of way at like 11, 12. So my kid got to be feeling the same way. So let me go ahead and start talking to my kid about that. Let me go ahead and start discussing what's the consequences of those actions and things of that nature. And let me tell my kid, like, I understand, touching yourself may feel good to you. Somebody else touching you may feel good to you. But let's talk responsibility around sexual intercourse, sexual acts. We need to talk responsibility around that. Because if you don't be responsible, there can be some life-changing things that happen to you. A lot of times, y'all don't want to have that conversation with your kids because you watch them grow from a baby to a teen, and you like, oh, I ain't. All right, don't have that conversation if you don't want to. Be stupid if you want to. You need to be proactive with that conversation off the rip. So clearly, this girl was talking about some things with her friend or whoever, some guy or whatever, that she probably was like, I don't want my mom to see this because I know I'm going to get in trouble. And the way her mom reacted, the little girl was right. The girl was right. The way her mom reacted, the girl was right. So parents, what you want to do? All right? I don't know. Let's get into this. Now, I was going to have this be the main topic, but I think this other topic is a little more important. I talked about the single mother-daughter dynamic, but I never touched on a single. I've kind of mentioned some things in the single mother-son situation, like how single mothers treat their sons, but I wanted to post this picture because here's a better example. Single mothers use their sons to replace their fathers in an almost sexual manner. And the reason why I say almost sexual, because that mother may not fondle her child. She may not molest her child. In most cases, they probably won't molest them. But they'll do shit like this. Kissing them all in the mouth, hugging up on them, having them grab their ass, a little too touchy. I don't want to say grab ass, but this one in particular, she got him grabbing his ass. But a little too touchy-feely. A lot of times these boys be gay. because they ain't got no father figure in the house. And it's not like that's the reason why they gay. They're gay because they're gay shit. That's what it happens. So it's just like, let's talk about this though. This situation, these mothers treat their sons better than their daughters. We need to be very clear on this. These type of mothers treat their sons way better than they treat their daughters. See, their daughter is competition. A lot of times these mothers are extremely young when they had their child. It means they're extremely young when their child gets older. So if this kid, he looks like he's about 12, 13, right? So if this is a 12, 13-year-old little boy, let's say this is a 12, 13-year-old little girl. That 12, 13-year-old little girl is damn near competition for her. You see what I'm saying? So what they do is these little boys, they start to say, this is what I wanted your father to be. So they got matching outfits. They take these cute little pictures. This is what I want your father to be. I wanted your father to be here and cuddle with me like you are right now. I wanted your father to be here and kiss me like you are right now, taking these pictures with matching outfits. This is what I wanted for your father to be. But since your father isn't here, you'll do for now. Now, we're not going to go this far, but we'll go this far. That is a conversation or a topic that a lot of people don't like to discuss. These single mothers with their sons. Why do y'all have these fantasies to turn your son into the ultimate baby father? Because a lot of times, y'all excuse the fuck shit that your son does. Your son will go shoot up a fucking Walmart and you be like, that's my baby. I know he didn't do it. Or that must have been something that y'all did to make him want to do that. That's the type of shit y'all do. Or you not gonna talk to my son like that. Don't be disrespecting my son. I don't give a fuck what he said. Y'all get real hood radish when it comes to those sons. These single mothers, and it doesn't just apply to black women. Let me be very clear. This particular post, this particular picture spawned this conversation. But this isn't exclusive to black women. This is to all women. Those single mothers that has sons, typically just one, you can't tell them shit about their son. Their son can stay in the house till he damn near 40. Daughter can't stay past a day past 18. She lucky to even get to 18. A lot of times they're out the house by 16, 17. Straight vitriol when it comes to their daughters, but straight adoration and love when it comes to their son. They're irrational love when it comes to their son because a lot of times their sons be on some fuck shit too. Kissing them all in the mouth. Look at three different pictures of her kissing them all in the mouth. Why are you kissing your child in the mouth, man? That's different to me. I never really did that. I ain't gonna say got into it because I don't think it's something to get into. I never did that, man. I don't kiss my kids in the mouth. Cheeks and forehead. Cheeks and forehead. Boys and girls. I kiss my sons and I kiss my daughters. Cheeks and forehead. Why are you kissing your child in the mouth? That's another level of affection. Too much. Man, y'all better check into that kind of shit, man. For real. These single mothers with their sons, they real irrational about their sons. They act like their sons can do no wrong. And they let their sons get away with a lot of fuck shit. A whole lot of fuck shit. But I want to get into this last little piece before we get up out of here. This last piece. And it goes a little something like this. Oh, shit. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Hold on. I want to read y'all this. I'm going to read y'all this. It's by a man posting about his family. I don't know if it's a black man, white man, whatever. I don't know. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds while I read this. I never wanted kids. Never saw myself as a family man. I now have 3 kids. They are all amazing. I hate them more than anything. I hate being needed. I hate the whining. I hate how they have ruined my life. I hate how they can't do things. I'm sorry. I hate how I can't do things I want to do because of them. I also resent my wife for making me choose between losing her or having kids. She gave me an ultimatum, and I realized I made the wrong choice. I don't hate children in general, and if other people want to have kids, more power to them. But I feel like this is the biggest mistake I ever made. The stress is so bad, I had to put on a 72-hour suicide watch at the hospital. I would rather kill myself than continue down this road. But I'm trapped. I had these kids. I made this terrible decision. So now I have to do my best to be an amazing dad for them. And I do my best. Just because I hate them. If it doesn't mean... Wait. I'm sorry. I got a little smudge on my shit. It doesn't mean I have to deserve a shitty life. I get no good emotions from being a father. Hearing them laugh or tell me they love me does nothing for me. If my wife and kids died in a fiery car wreck, I doubt if I even cry. I want to leave, but they don't deserve a broken home. And by the time they're 18, the economy will probably be so collapsed that it'll be normal for several generations of families to live under one roof. And I'll be trapped. I want to leave them, but I want to raise better. And anytime I start to put my escape into motion, I feel guilty. Not sad, but guilty. I'm going to leave that up. That's deep. That's deep right there. I need y'all to understand what this man is saying. Because a lot of times, y'all get caught up in the fact that, damn, this man a piece of shit. He don't love his kids, his 3 kids and his wife. Why he have 3 kids if he don't love them? And he got a wife? Why he y'all start talking about that, but y'all not talking about the root issue. The root issue is this man thought the way you love your wife is to make this kind of sacrifice. Let me over here, actually. He thought making this kind of sacrifice, I'm going to point this way here. He thought making this kind of sacrifice was showing his love to his wife. And he realized very quickly that this is not the type of sacrifice you make. Not kids. Not kids. You do not compromise. You do not sacrifice for kids. You don't make deals. None of that. Not when kids are involved. You don't say, hey, if you have a kid, I give you fucking $1 million. No. Not $1 million, but no. You do not compromise. You do not sacrifice for kids. If you both do not want kids, then you don't need to be having kids. Split up. Go find different people. Call it a day. Because what tends to happen is this exactly right. This man, in particular, this one, is what a lot of men feel like. A lot of men feel that way. A lot of men are regretful. They're upset. They feel trapped because they didn't have all these goddamn kids they shouldn't have had. Doing this trying to satisfy their wife. And it's not something they should have done, ever. And instead of being honest, he was game goofy. Pussy whipped and all that kind of shit and decided, hey, let me go ahead and just do this for my wife. And maybe she'll leave me alone about it. Knowing damn well he didn't want no kids. So you did nothing but a disservice to the kids and a disservice to your entire family because you think those kids don't feel that tension and anger, that hatred. Wait until they about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They start getting out of control wild. It's going to rear its ugly head in a way that you can never imagine. And you're going to hate yourself even more. You said you was on suicide watch? You'd rather kill yourself than be around your brother. Get out there life. Let her go. Let the kids go. Be a deadbeat. This is a particular situation where I'm going to encourage you to be a deadbeat. Or maybe just send some child support money and just don't see your kids. You don't need to be around your kids if this is the way you feel. To be completely honest, bro, let's get on him. You don't need to be around these kids. Nowhere near them. Send that child support money and stay the fuck away from them. Because they don't need a dust mite like you in their life. They don't. They'll be better off without you, bro. People think an absentee parent is the worst thing in the world. No. An abusive, a manipulative, a piece of shit parent is 10 times worse than absentee parent because you don't pick up nothing from the absentee parent besides they're gone. I don't want to be that. At least I'm not going to not take care of my kids. But a motherfucking toxic parent, ooh, you pick up a lot of fuck shit from them. You pick up some dangerous things, some trauma from them. He's better off not being in the household because he's not doing nothing but bringing trauma to that household. Nothing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. At Mars World Radio. I'm sorry, no. At Marv Crittenden. At Unorthodox Logic with Marv. Hit me up on all social platforms. Let me know what y'all think about everything I said today. If you have any comments, any feedback, let me know. I'll appreciate it. I thank all of y'all for tuning in. Until next week. Peace.